Okay, Joe, thank you. Haiti has long been a destination for churches and missionaries looking to help those less fortunate. And many of those volunteers experienced this week's earthquake either firsthand or are certainly feeling its effects right now. I'm joined by Mary Erdley. Thank you for joining us. Also, Carol Burgess, who were part of a local group that went to Haiti to hold orphan babies. And you got back to West Michigan just before the earthquake hit. Tell us about that.
Well, we arrived in Monday night about 10:30, and we're very excited. We felt like it was a real good trip, and brought a lot of information back with us, and I was actually going to get ready to kind of send an email out to friends about our journey and what we experienced, and then got the news.
And when you heard about the earthquake, what were you feeling?
Just complete shock to imagine what these people are going through, because it's so difficult to get around that area to begin with, and then with all the demolition, just devastating.
What was it like beforehand when you were there?
Rough.
Yeah, it was rough then.
Yeah, it was. It was just culture shock for us. To see the streets just filled with people and just the extreme. I've never experienced that extreme poverty like that before, and just to see that, and the hope was that there's so many Americans there and so many wonderful people there doing work,
right?
As it is, and then so that gave us some hope, and to see it now is just beyond belief.
There was just trash piled up everywhere. You could hardly get through the streets as it was. There's major potholes, and those conditions were horrible.
And this is through Rays of Hope, and it was to hold babies. Have you guys ever done a missionary work like this before in the past?
No, never been to Haiti.
First time.
Okay, and so you heard about the program and decided to go down there and help.
Yeah, we were going to be working in orphanages and hospitals, and just hands-on, holding and bringing some comfort where we could. We took a group of 75 kids to a beach one day, and these are kids that are from one of the poorest areas, and we have since heard that was one of the areas that was also hit the hardest. But we spent a beautiful day with these kids, and it was a lot of fun.
So those connections that you made when you were there and then seeing this devastation, have you talked with anybody at the orphanage?
Indirectly.
Not personally. We've just heard from people that we know that have the contacts down there.
Do you know how they're doing?
No.
We know that one of the little boys, they lost one little boy.
That was from one of the orphanage, but the kids we took to the beach.
Right, we don't
and
know.
where you were staying, the people that you stayed with, that's completely demolished?
Gone. And this whole street that was, the homes on that street were gone. And down the street from where we were staying was also a very impoverished area that, just little shacks, and it's kind of a marketplace. And it was just kind of chaos at the time when we were there, and I just can't even imagine what they're going through now.
Based on what you've experienced, what are you going to do now, I guess, after this and seeing the devastation there and what you experienced beforehand? How has this changed your life? What are you going to do now?
Just continue to pray, try to get the word out and let people know what it's like there.
Will you go back?
Oh, yeah. We had planned on wanting to go back prior to this. We had already kind of made a game plan, things we would do differently, how we would, just what we would do next time, and we do definitely plan to go back, and we're not even really thinking about what could have been at this point. Like, I think, like we said, our families are all thinking that, but we're just thinking about, because we've, put a face on them all, we know, what they look like,
beautiful people.
Yeah.
Wow.
They've got a lot of faith, and they're strong.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And certainly we do pray for everyone in Haiti as they continue to go through this horrible devastation there.
By all means.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.